There's obviously some Michigan State-related news coming up in a little bit. But first, Danny, we've had a little bit of time to go through the craziness, the will he, won't he, not leave Ole Miss for LSU, but coach this team or be allowed in the building, or will he, won't he? Pete Golden telling him, take your ass home and watch this game. This ain't your office anymore. We do know now that we did not know the last time we got together for our emergency podcast what Ole Miss's next steps are. They are going to give the full-time job to defensive coordinator Pete Golding. A little bit more information about the staff as well. But as we sit here Monday, we'll have a press conference later with Lane Kiffin being officially introduced as LSU's next head coach. Danny, what do you make of what has transpired over the last 48, 72 hours?
Thank goodness it's over.
I agree.
This thing has hijacked.
It's over?
It's not over.
It's over.
Don't tempt fate.
It's not over.
No. The Lane Kiffin saga is not over?
That's probably over.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
No, the NFL coaching cycle hasn't started yet.
I'm talking about the Lane Kiffin saga is over. That's what it's hijacked the last month of the college football season. That's all we've speculated about for a month. And finally we get a definitive answer where he's going. Now we know where Ole Miss is going. We can put it to bed. Because I agree with you. It is not the carousel is not over, but this one is. So from that perspective, I am happy. I get every angle of it, right? I mean, I guess from my perspective, I just sit back and I'm taking it all in. And I see Ole Miss fans flipping him off as he's getting on the plane. I'm like, yeah, I get it. You thought you were going to keep him. I hear LSU fans already getting ready to buy national championship tickets. I get it from that perspective, the celebration from LSU. I just look at both of these programs, and I don't know if either one got better. Based on the expectations of what they're going to think. Ole Miss, I don't know what Pete Golding's going to do. We'll see how he does. But how are you going to replicate, the first 11-win season in school history? I don't know if that's going to happen. LSU, on their expectations, they need a national championship within 3 years. Is that safe to say?
Yes.
4.
3 or 4. All right, let's say 4. Anything short of that is a failure.
Well,
right?
I think that's a little hyperbolic. I think if you got to the final, right?
Or if you're consistently in the Final Four, or if you're consistently in the playoffs, I'm not sure LSU is going to get that. I know Lane Kiffin is the hottest thing since sliced bread. Everybody loves him. What's the biggest game that he's won at Ole Miss? What's the biggest championship he's won in his career? He beat Oklahoma this year. That was his win.
And last year he beat Georgia in the rain. I would that comes to mind as one of the biggest Lane Kiffin-led wins. And it was a good win. Great.
Yeah, it was a good win. Didn't win him a title.
He did win 2 Conference USA titles.
I don't think he did. I thought he split them. I thought he won division titles.
Oh, I thought he won them both. Let's see what Wikipedia says. Hold on.
Get out that yellow box.
That's what I'm looking for.
But he has not won.
Oh my God, this is a long Wikipedia page. I can't imagine why.
He's jumped around a lot.
Actually,
no, he's got 2 yellow things in 2017 and 2019. Although he left before he left before the bowl game in 2019.
Well, that could be a good omen. I get all of it. The one thing I don't understand is people just crushing Lane Kiffin like he's an awful person. He's a narcissist. I don't agree with that. I think he's done what a lot of people do. No, I don't think he's the bad guy in all of this. I genuinely think he wanted to coach Ole Miss till it was done, and Ole Miss said, "We're not waiting."
I genuinely think he wanted to coach Ole Miss until he was done too. It's the fact that he believes he should be allowed to is what the problem is. There's no way in hell he should be allowed to do it.
There's a detachment from reality there in thinking that you can get everything that you want. And I am not going to diagnose personality disorders.
I'm not. Does that make him a bad person then?
No, but it makes him a selfish, immature person.
How is it selfish and immature if he just left? I mean, he did what a lot of people would have done. Because he acted like he.
How many other people have done it then?
Well, I mean, you have 2 this cycle that are leaving their programs.
You're comparing leaving G5 schools for Power 4 programs the same thing as leaving for your conference rival? While you in the playoff? Neither Tulane or
we've seen coordinators do it a ton. We've seen coordinators do it a ton.
Coordinators aren't the head coach.
Not the same, Danny. All right, hey. If Jimbo was leaving for Florida, would you let him stay in your building for 50 more days?
No,
okay.
That's not the question. I'm just saying I don't think it makes him a bad person for leaving Ole Miss to go to LSU. Or makes
I don't think he should go to prison.
It's the way in which he went about it.
Pretend he's a great guy.
It feels kind of scummy.
But how does this impact his character?
No. Hold on a second, Danny, because actions speak a whole hell of a lot louder than words. How has every job he's been at ended? Every single one. He leaves Tennessee after a year, goes to USC. They fire his ass on the tarmac. That's generally not something you do to somebody you like. Nick Saban kicks him out of Alabama because he's still trying to be the head coach of Florida Atlantic while they're in the playoff run. And now he's leaving Ole Miss after getting to the playoff. And he's sitting there stalling and killing time to make sure that Ole Miss doesn't really have a chance to do any hiring. He waits until every coach that Ole Miss would look at has been hired somewhere else before he finally hightails it and leaves to LSU, and then gives an ultimatum to his coaching staff saying, if you're not on the plane, you're not coming with me, after spending the last 2 weeks telling everybody at game day speaking for him that Ole Miss is being an asshole for giving him an ultimatum. Screw him. He's an asshole. It doesn't mean he's a horrible person, but he's an asshole.
Do we want to do this with every coach that's gone through 4 or 5 programs? Because I guarantee you a lot of them, it would leave with animosity. They rarely end on great terms. It's not a business that's really suited for that.
It's typically only the ones that want to have their cake and eat it too. Yeah. Right? Like Florida State didn't let Jimbo coach that final game. You know?
Right.
That's not going to – if you are an active P5 head coach at a program that has make the playoff level expectations – and you are going to a rival or a school with which you directly compete for players and coaches, that's just not going to be a situation that ends well. And the way he handled it was poor, right? If the game day set wasn't entirely repped by CAA, they're probably ripping him for it, right? Literally, Saban didn't let him do this when he was a coordinator.
He's acting like
but child. I think both can be true. I do think the calendar is screwed up. I think you can blame the calendar and look at that as a reason why this is messed up.
They're not going to change the semester system.
Irrelevant? Right. I think that's what they're saying. They need to change.
I think the calendar is a great boogeyman. The calendar has existed for what it is forever. Yet again, there's only one coach who's pulled this move. Why is everybody going out of their way to absolve Lane Kiffin of the consequences?
I don't think everybody is. I think there's
everybody is. You're doing it right now. You're just playing the calendar and said he's not a bad guy.
Because I hear way more people crushing him. That's why I'm I don't think he's as bad as people make it out to be.
Okay, well, you're being a hero. You're coming to his defense. You're defending the wrong person. Lane is suffering consequences of his own actions, Danny. He'll be okay. He just got 91
he'll
million.
Be fine. He'll be fine.
So, everybody wants to blame everybody else for what they do. It's never my fault that the things that are happening to me are happening to me. It's the calendar. It's the ultimatums. It's the players getting paid. It's all this other crap. It's never me just doing what I think is best for me.
He did have a chance to coach Ole Miss in the playoff.
He did. He could have stayed at Ole Miss.
Could have stayed.
Made his choice. Right. Now he has to deal with the fallout.
Guess what? LSU might be open in 4 years. It was his choice. And I think that one of the reasons why
Ole Miss said you're not going to be able to stay.
No, he could have said
I'm going to be here long term.
They were letting him stay for the Egg Bowl. They shouldn't have let him stay for the Egg Bowl. He was he was leading them on pretty clearly throughout the process.
I do think part of that was they were afraid if they let him go before the Egg Bowl and then they lose the Egg Bowl without him, they get Florida State.
Committee. Yeah, the committee looks at him differently.
He would be at Florida. He wasn't going to stay at Ole Miss.
He could have. If this playoff run, if this year 6 team really meant that much to him, he had a competitive salary offer on the table. He could have still been doing hot yoga with all of his favorite teachers and been making top money in the entire sport. If he really wanted to coach this team all the way through, he could have just said no. And guess what? He probably still would have been a candidate at other good jobs.
Yeah. Look at Staples on Yahoo last night said that Lane soured on Florida because Florida was trying to hire a GM independent of him, right? And the best coaches in the sport are not going to go for that. Venables, it had happened to him at Oklahoma, but he had no leverage, right? He was doing terrible there for coaches with options don't want to go have a GM hired for them. So, but I 100% think he was leaving Ole Miss for Florida if LSU would not come open.
I do.
I guess I came in here fresh off of seeing Bill Cowher on the set of Inside the NFL CBS Sunday show. ripping into Lane Kiffin for being a selfish person, and how dare he leave those players that have been there for 4 years with him. I'm like, we gotta come back to reality a little bit, because I don't know how many players in that roster have been there 4 years.
You're confusing him, calling him a selfish person for calling him a bad person. He's a selfish person. Every decision he has made is inherently selfish.
Who doesn't make selfish decisions in today's landscape?
You're not making a selfish decision right now by trying to defend him.
It's kind of the way you go about it.
Actually, Danny, let's give it up for Danny, the unselfish person.
I am trying.
You know what, Danny? I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it here in front of
it.
God and all our listeners. You are a better person than Lane Kiffin by far.
I agree. Hell yeah. Let's go.
And I think from Ole Miss, they're probably like, hey, man, like we tolerated like a lot of your act here, dude. Like for you to do this to us in the way that you went about it is not cool. Now, Lane deserves a lot of credit for building him back up, but there are other aspects of that program that also really helped him.
How could he have done it better?
Leave before the Egg Bowl.
Could have just left.
So just leave when he thought when he was going.
Rip the Band-Aid off instead of like. It's, again, the immaturity in my eyes is the fact that he was afraid to make the decision. Even though he knew what the decision was, he wanted Ole Miss to make the decision for him.
And he wanted to make
that's something children do.
And try to appear like he's like the good guy here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the circus also of hijacking the entire rivalry weekend, that was also for college football fans off-putting.
Is that Lane's fault or the people who cover the sports fault?
Sure, but he could have made the decision. This is back to like rip the Band-Aid off, not like the decision will come on Saturday. Then it's not in the morning.
Sunday.
And it's not. Then it just continues to get drug out. And I will say, Danny, I did not see Coach Cower's comments, but if you are feeling like people who are not even in this are just swooping by to just detonate Lane Kiffin, you are not wrong. This is the type of seismic event that has people that are not in the college football world. Any of your capital C columnists, they're like, oh, hell yeah, let's get the flamethrower out. Mm-hmm. So that is happening. You are not, I agree with you there. But I still think we can be critical without having to overdo it, just because we know the inside machinations of what's happened here, how we got here, and where some of the failures were.
Also, if you're one of our new listeners, this is typically not like this show is typically not an argue with each other show like this. Like this is the chat's like saying, wow, because this is we don't fake argue on this show. Right.
Oh, shoot. You didn't see my text to Tom?
I know. Danny and I staged this. This is all
shoot. Okay. The entire time. No, I was on the phone trying to gather intel for today. I almost missed the deadline. I was being selfish.
And also, if there is anybody who you feel like is like rushing to have some sympathy or empathy here, they might be coming from the position of LSU just offered you a job and $100 million.
Mm-hmm. Danny is the first person I've seen who I don't know is rep by CAA or is not actively associated with LSU defending Lane Kiffin the way he went about this. So it is it's like, okay.
Presenting another angle to
it. Somebody or something? Because I know there were some things out there that were very fervent in their support of Lane Kiffin.
Oh, that was crazy. Did you guys see this?
Yes.
Dan Volkin, was it Volkin or Wetzel? I don't want to Volkin, yeah. Very not similar guys, but like same initials. He pointed out that like somehow a bot farm. For coaches who are rep by CAA and Sexton happened to just like tweet a bunch of really pro Silverfield and really pro Lane stuff, like the identical tweet.
That was pretty real.
Before you come at Lane Kiffin,
identical.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.